Look at this four-lion sculpture. Today, it stands as the official national emblem of the Indian Republic, a globally recognized symbol of sovereignty and peace. But the man who commissioned this monument, the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka, did not begin his reign as a pacifist. Between 273 and 232 BC, his authority was defined by a reputation for uncompromising violence. Following the fall of the Nanda dynasty, Ashoka oversaw a period of aggressive military expansion. From his base in Magadha, he pushed the Mauryan borders outward, absorbing neighboring states through systematic conquest. He was known as a ruthless strategist who applied brutal tactics to ensure total subjugation. For the first 8 years of his reign, his power was maintained through fear. This brutality reached its apex at the Battle of Kalinga. Casualties were staggering. Records cite hundreds of thousands killed or deported, leaving the region destroyed. Standard practice for an ancient ruler would be to build a victory tower to mark such a total conquest. Instead, Ashoka began carving public declarations of deep personal remorse into boulders across his empire. The ancient world's most terrifying warlord had reached a conclusion that defied the standard logic of empire, that winning the loyalty of the mind was more powerful than occupying the land. In the wake of the Kalinga campaign, the sheer scale of the suffering Ashoka witnessed effectively ended his militant ambitions. He turned toward the teachings of Buddhism, adopting the principle of ahimsa, or nonviolence, as a personal and political mandate. Ashoka codified this shift by issuing 14 Major Rock Edicts, broad public manifestos carved into boulders and cave walls throughout the empire's vast territories. This is Major Rock Edict 13. Here, Ashoka explicitly documented the Kalinga War, recording his grief and the misery he brought upon the people. Within this same text, he renounced military expansion, declaring his only objective would be conquest through Dhamma, or righteous living. In Major Rock Edict 4, he outlined a plan to replace Bherighosha, the sound of war drums, with Dhammaghosha, the sound of peace. These edicts were more than personal reflections. They were a legally binding communication strategy designed to reprogram the political culture of the subcontinent. To Ashoka, Dhamma was a pragmatic, secular code of conduct. It provided a shared social responsibility that could unify his diverse subjects more effectively than a standing army. His first edicts instituted immediate policy changes, including strict bans on animal slaughter and a prohibition on disruptive, exclusionary festive gatherings. Under Edicts 5 and 7, he mandated the humane treatment of servants and the legal protection of all religious sects, forcing a culture of tolerance upon his officials. The emperor replaced his traditional royal hunting expeditions with Dhammayatras, or tours of morality, traveling to rural provinces to ensure the people's welfare directly. One of his most significant pilgrimages was to the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, the site where the Buddha attained enlightenment. Ashoka transformed the site into a major religious hub, commissioning the construction of the original Mahabodhi Temple complex around 250 BC. At the foot of the tree, he placed the Vajrasana, or diamond throne, a polished sandstone slab designed to mark the exact physical center of this new, peaceful ideology. By investing in massive public works and progressive welfare laws, Ashoka signaled to his subjects that the state was no longer an instrument of exploitation, but a guardian of their well-being. This shift toward nonviolence allowed the empire to stabilize internally. Without the constant drain of military suppression, the administration could focus on long-term ideological growth. By 260 BC, Ashoka elevated Buddhism to the status of a state religion, using the infrastructure of the Mauryan Empire to facilitate its growth. He sponsored the Third Buddhist Council at Pataliputra, which organized the core philosophy of the religion through the compilation of the Abhidhamma Pitaka. To spread these ideas, he sent royal emissaries to Sri Lanka, carrying live saplings from the original Bodhi tree to plant in foreign soil. These state-sponsored missions represent the first concrete historical evidence of Buddhism expanding internationally. The architectural legacy of this period remains visible today in sites like the Great Sanchi Stupa, which has survived for over 2,000 years. While the Mauryan borders eventually receded and the empire dissolved, the ethical system Ashoka etched into the geography of Asia continued to spread, outlasting the dynasty that created it by thousands of years.